Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll smack on 11. So, first of all, I apologise. I am in my kitchen, so I'm hoping it's not too light. We've still got builders next door. And the work seems to be on the front of the house, which is back to back with my office. So, I'm working from the kitchen, but actually it's really lovely and sunny, and it's made me feel like, so please excuse my coughing. I've got a bit of a cough. Say hi, let me know you're there. Let me know if you can hear me. I always have a panic about that because there was once that people were like, I can't hear you. So I'm Charlotte, I'm the fertility coach. If you don't already follow me on my social media, on Facebook, I'm the Fertility Coach, and on Instagram, I'm Fertility Coach UK. So I'll do a bit of a quick backstory about me while everyone's getting logged on. My own fertility stories, I've got endometriosis and also fibromyalgia. Finally got diagnosed at the age of 19, which is quite a few years ago now. And got told that the best thing for me to do would be to get pregnant. If only it had been that easy. Fast forward a few years, met my husband. We have got a little girl, Remy, who is nearly 6, who took us quite a long time to conceive, and we had, unfortunately, multiple miscarriages, failed IVF, and in 2014 we did have a successful round of IVF, which was Remy, born in 2015. So I'm a fertility coach and hypnotherapist because I've lived and breathed it myself. I know what it's like. I know how hard and lonely the journey can be. I know how frustrating it can be. I know, certainly within the UK, how matter of fact the appointments can be, how quick they can be. I work with women all over the world, and the UK is definitely the shortest appointments that we get. So that's a quick, brief story about me, but if you want to head over to my social media, you can find out more, or always just pop me a message. If you've got any questions about fertility, then fire them in the comments and I will try and answer them as we're going along. So one of the worst parts of trying to conceive, when it's just not happening and you're so aware of your cycles, you're so aware of your dates, and it's the 2-week wait from ovulation to when you can do a pregnancy test. And that, I think, is the worst part for people, because it's the what if, what now. We overanalyze every single thought, feeling and emotion we have in that time. So it's the part that people generally tend to lose their minds about. And people will say to me, what can I do then? I just can't cope with it. I can't cope with another 2-week wait. I drive myself mad. I'm always on the internet. I'm doing pregnancy tests from day one. And I 100% get that. Been there and done it myself. So I'm not here to bash anybody and say anything's wrong, because I guarantee anything you've done, I've probably done it myself. So few basic tips is, and it's hard because obviously in the UK at the moment we're still on lockdown, really, other than the kids being back at school and working if you have to. So exercise, obviously we are allowed out for a walk. Just go and have a nice walk, either by yourself or partner, and you will be amazed at how much that helps to take your mind off it. Don't, if you can, now I say this with, because I'm in that place now, but I wasn't then, don't buy any pregnancy tests, because I guarantee it's a cycle, and give me a yes if you do this or have done this, because it was me all over. I would buy a pregnancy test ready for when I was going to test, and I was only going to test if I missed my period. That's all I was going to do. Now, a lot of the brands will advertise that they'll give you a result 6 days or 7 days before you missed period. So my head and my interpretation of that was like, oh, 10 days, yeah, I'll do a test. So I was then doing 10 pregnancy tests, at least probably from 10 days before my cycle to my cycle date. And that's if I only did 1 a day. Sometimes it would be 2 or 3. So I had this constant cycle of well, that test didn't work yesterday, but maybe it's a bit stronger today. So I'd go and buy another one. And then the one I'd bought that was spare that I was going to wait until then would be used. So then I'd go and buy another one. And I spent my life buying ovulation tests or pregnancy tests. There was always one. I was always weaning on something every day. It was either an ovulation test or a pregnancy test. And the mindset that then puts you in is huge. You become so obsessed with it. And I was, and there's no point me trying to deny that I wasn't. And I used to come out of the hospital and say to my husband, if they tell me one more time to relax, I'm going to scream. How can I relax? And all I did every month was do pregnancy tests for 10 days and then come on my period and then think, well, and then I'd be angry at myself that why did I think this month was going to be any more different? I've wasted all that money now on pregnancy tests. And then I would have to start again with the ovulation tests. And that became what my life was about. So my top tip, and a lot of clients when they first come and work with me will say, I'll say, you know, let's be honest, how many pregnancy tests have you got? And I did it. My husband would say, right, don't buy any more. And I'd be like, okay. Hands behind my back. And there'd be like one hidden in like my knicker drawer and one hidden in like with my perfumes and one hidden in a handbag somewhere, just in case. And that was what it was like. Hi, Jade. So we've all done it. When you're trying to conceive and, you know, generally someone else from the outside in can start to see your relationship with it going the wrong way. And mine completely was. And if you've followed any of my videos before, you'll know that I talked all the time about, I was always on the internet. I was Googling symptoms, Googling how many days after ovulation I would feel like this. Oh my God, I feel sick. I must be, oh my God, I didn't quite fancy my cup of tea this morning. I'm going to be pregnant. Oh my God, I didn't sleep very well. I'm tired. Oh, I must be pregnant. Oh my God, oh no, I'm not pregnant. I've done another test. Oh, but tomorrow it could come. And there's no surprise in that I felt physically, mentally and emotionally exhausted because I was just up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'd made this pact with myself that I wouldn't buy any pregnancy tests, but I always had a few hidden. And then you feel like you're doing something dirty that you shouldn't be doing and taboo and all of that. And you can... So most women that I work with, I'll say, how many tests have you got in your house? And then I'll say, they'll like get them and I'll say, okay, but right now go and get me the other ones you haven't told me about. And I think there's only one woman that ever said, no, that's it. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, that actually there's some in my handbag and there's some in my toiletry bag and there's some in that cupboard. And yeah, so there's always more. So most women that I work with, for example, on month 1, because I do a 12-week programme. So week 1, we'll say, right, what pregnancy tests have you got? And most women will come and have in excess of 5 tests. Some 5 to 15, 20. And this is no shade, but it just goes to show the difference that the mindset can make. So I'll say, okay, right, I want you to give them to somebody or hide them, or I wouldn't say throw them in the bin because it's a waste of money, but put them somewhere, give them your partner. I have to do this with my partner with my scales because I get like obsessive about it. So start to identify and analyse your own behaviour. If you think that your relationship with these tests is becoming too much, it's time to take the control back. So I'll say to most women in week 1, okay, how many tests have you got? And then by week 5, we've always done 1 full cycle. Now, some women have got pregnant by then. So they've done a test and it's been pregnant. And they've been pregnant and it's been positive. So by week 5, everyone on the programme has had a cycle of some sort. Whether it be a shorter cycle or full length, everyone's done it. So week 5, I'll say, okay, let's see how we go with the power. Let's see if we can not do a test on the day that you are due. Let's see if we can wait a day or 2 after. And then by week 9, because we've had another cycle by then, the difference that I see in women by week 9, so they've had 2 full cycles by then. Sometimes they're pregnant, which is great. Sometimes they're not. But the power that the women by week 9 have got back, that aren't living every day, every second for a pregnancy test, is amazing. So my biggest piece of advice, and the most simple, straightforward one, is don't buy a pregnancy test. When you go to Boots or Superdrug or Asda or Home Bargains or B&M or wherever you buy them from, don't buy one. get it out of your basket, put it back. There's not going to be a shortage of pregnancy tests in the world. If you have your missed period and you want to go and test the day after, go and buy one. Because I know, hand on heart, how tempting it is when they are sitting there in that bathroom drawer. And you know it's not going to come up positive because it's 10 days before, and these things are telling you it's 6 days before at the most. So why do we think that we are like superhuman and this test is going to come up 10 days before? We're setting ourselves up to fail. That's all we're doing. And then I couldn't understand why I felt like someone had kicked me to the floor and kicked me around, because I did that to myself month after month after month after month. And gradually, oh sorry, that's my door. Gradually, it will be something that eases off. You will be able to have a little bit more time and to take it easier with the tests and the time that you have. So I'm so sorry. I think there's a parcel at my door. The perks of live. Let's just put the parcel in my door and walked off. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so gradually you will be able to go longer and longer. And this is what I'm saying, by week 5, every woman's had a cycle. By week 9, the difference I see in women that are saying, actually, I forgot, and then I came on and I would have normally done 20 tests by then. It's amazing. And the difference in that mindset will help. So that's my first piece of advice. Walk in, do something you enjoy. So that's 2 really simple pieces. Walking or doing something you enjoy. At the moment, that's hard because of lockdown. Second piece, don't buy the tests, because if you don't buy the test, you can't do it. You can't set yourself up to fail 10 days before you do, because no one is going to get a positive then. And the third and most simple, again, I'm going to try and keep it really, really simple, is going to be to try and plan something that, I'm going to use this terminology of dates, really simple. So for example, if you ovulate on the 1st of the month, let's say, to keep it really simple, and you're ovulating 14 days before. Now, if you follow me, you'll know I think that's a load of tosh. It's a load of rubbish. I am living proof that that is not how ovulation works. I missed a whole year of my trying to conceive journey because I listened to this BS about when I was meant to be ovulating. No, I ovulate on day 7 or 8 of my cycle. I was missing it by a bloody week every time because I was listening to the experts. But let's just say you have a standard ovulation. Say that you ovulate on the 1st of the month and you're going to do a test the 14th. Let's just say it's really standard, really simple. Try and plan something for the 16th. Or even if you feel that you've absolutely got to the 13th. So that between the 1st and that date, whether it's got to be that you've got to do it before that ovulation, then your pregnancy test date, or if you can go to the 15th or 16th, you've got something else for your mind to think about. Because when you're trying to conceive, we really struggle with having something else to focus on. So, for example, if I ovulated on the 1st of the month and I was due on my cycle on the 14th, on the 13th, I could plan that I am going to, for example, go for a walk with my friend. At the minute, it's hard. Go for a walk with my friend, or go for a meal, or do something. So it's trying to do something else to keep your mind occupied. So just to recap, 3 really simple things. Go for a walk, do something you want to do, that you enjoy doing. I know it's hard with lockdown. Second, don't buy the pregnancy test. If you don't buy a pregnancy test, you can't do it. You can't have that split second where you go in the bathroom, know it's going to come back negative and set yourself up to fail. And third, plan something for around ovulation. Even if it's just at the moment within the UK, it's hard. A movie night or a pamper night or a Zoom date with your friends or family. Something else to keep your mind occupied. I did see a question, so I'm just going to go back, Anna. Is it normal to still feel sick? 16 weeks, not very good. 8 in the morning, I'm not sick, I'm just gagging. Is this normal? And I think you'd put something else. Do you have any simple ideas to help me eat? Hi, Anna. First of all, congratulations. It can be quite normal, yeah. A lot of people associate pregnancy with sickness as a very early symptom, and it can be. For a lot of women, it's not early on. So I don't know whether you were early on or not, or whether it just came around. For me, I wasn't really a sicky person. But I got to probably about 12 weeks, and between about 12 and 18 weeks, I couldn't keep anything down. Even water made me ill. The fact that you aren't being sick is good, but I know that gagging is as exhausting and it just puts you off your food. So as in the simple ideas, small and often, I'm sure we'll just run through the standard list. Have a sip of water when you first wake up in the morning rather than something like tea or coffee. Caffeine was a big no-no for me. It made my stomach churn, and if you know me, you will know I love a brew. So have a sip of water in the morning, have a couple of sips, and that will just start to ease and relax your system. A plain biscuit, just a little nibble. Don't dip it in your tea or in anything else, just dry. A ginger biscuit, because the ginger can help at times. Somebody I worked with, it was ready salted crisps. She used to eat probably like 4 or 5 ready salted crisps in the morning. And the salt would help. So it's really going to be about you. Yeah, I think someone else has just said ginger biscuits, yeah. But the key is small. Just have to, certainly when you wake up, small little bites, small little sips of water. If you find that it's still not helping, there are medications out there. I did have a lady who I'm working with who has got about 5 weeks left to go for her baby. I'm so excited for her because she's had a rough ride. And she finally got pregnant and suffered with chronic morning sickness to the point of hospitalisation numerous times. She got her own business as well, which is another stress because you've got no income because you can't work, and everything that they were giving just wasn't helping. She was in hospital, the medication wasn't helping, she was in and out. And I did some morning sickness hypnotherapy on her, and she hasn't been sick once. She's not on any medication now. So maybe something like that, if you still find that you are still gagging and having, because I know what it's like, you don't even want to eat anything, but you know you've got to eat something. So small little bits often. Have a glass of water maybe at your bedside and just have a few sips in the morning. Try and avoid having to, I don't know what your daily life is, whether you have to go to work or get up and look after other children or anything, but for example, if you have to get up at 7 to go to work or whatever, try and avoid setting the alarm clock for 7 and having to jump straight up out of bed. Set the alarm clock for 6:30. Have a couple of sips of water, get yourself up gradually and slowly. Most of the time people say, oh, you know, I've got to get up and do this and do this and do lunch and take the other kids to school and get to work, or I've got to get the train or the bus, and it's go, 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 and we feel sick. So a gradual and slow rising in the morning is going to be best. Water, if you find that the water makes you feel a bit sick, because a lot of people will say it makes me feel worse, just a very tiny amount of like sugar-free squash, even like a peppermint tea or a green tea if you can stomach it, something that's not strong, a really strong taste. So if you are having something like squash, literally like a dash of it, nothing too strong to begin with, because what you want to do is settle your stomach first. Whereas generally most of us, especially in England, get up, have a cup of tea, try and wolf our breakfast down on the run, like rushing around. And so a slow rising in the morning, just small little bits. I know someone's put dry toast. Yeah, that's good. So anything dry that's like that. And yeah, Jane said about anti-sickness tablets. So if you have already had those and they're not working, then by all means send me a message and I'll see what I can do to help, or have a look at some hypnotherapy or some other form. But definitely try just the slow rising in the morning rather than getting up and sort of jumping straight out of bed, and small little bits often. So yeah, just to recap, 2-week wait, there are some things that we can try and do. I know that it feels like hell on earth, it's torture, you're counting the hours, you're counting the days, I know it's rubbish. So just try and have something else planned, don't buy the tests. Even if you can go, and I always say this to my clients, just small changes. even if you can go from doing... I had a lady that I worked with who did a test bang on 6 days before, because this certain brand say that it'll come up 6 days before. And she said the 1 month, oh, I only did it the day before. I still did it the day before my test, my period was due. And I said, yeah, but you've made 5 days worth of progress. So next month, if you're not pregnant, imagine if we could do it like the day after. So don't kick yourself around the floor too much. We set ourselves up to fail a lot with pregnancy and the 2-week wait. So I hope that's helped. Just some really simple tips just to try and keep the mind active. And at the moment, excuse me, trying to conceive is even worse because we haven't got normal life going on around us and resuming around us. So we've got nothing else for our mind to focus on. So just small changes that we can do often. So I hope that's helped. If you have got any more questions, then feel free, as always, just to message me privately. So on Facebook, I'm the Fertility Coach. I've also got a private support group on there, which is the Fertility Coach support group, and that's a safe and secure environment. And I do videos and that in there, and on Instagram, I'm Fertility Coach UK. And if you did want any more information about our 12-week calm conception program, then just send me a message or go to the website, which is thefertilitycoach.net. And if you are in your 2-week wait, keep holding on, keep going. If you're just about to start one, don't buy that test today, and let's see how it goes. But if you are coming to the end of the 2-week wait, then sending you all lots of luck and baby dust.